Hello everybody and welcome back. Some more FTB Skies 2 today. We are going to be getting into enchantments. In this mod pack, we have a very special mod called Apothic Enchanting, which completely overhauls the whole enchantment system. But you might be wondering, does this really deserve a video on its own? And the answer is yes, because for us to complete this mod, there is a bit of a quest line. And it does have a purpose, and that purpose is the Library of Alexandria, which on its own is a pretty good piece of equipment. But for its purpose in the mod pack, it is actually going to help us with our end goal of the FTB pyramid. So we kind of have to do this. For us to start off, we just needed an enchantment table and an enchantment setup. You know, a little basic thing, but this is just basic. Oh, we do not want just these weak little bookshelves. Oh, no. In fact, I don't want any of these. Let's just get these out of here. What we truly want is to get ourselves the hell shelves. Mind you, I am a priest. Yeah, the irony is not lost on me. So for me to get this, I just need some nether bricks. Also, it takes a potion of regeneration, which I have more. What? Wait. Why on earth do I have potions of regeneration? Why do I have all these potions? I never made potions, but okay. Here we go. Now we have ourselves the hell shelves, which we can go ahead and just head on over here and just make a bunch more of them. Just a few more. Just a few more. Okay, that should be good enough. Now with these hell shelves, what these do is this is actually going to change the stats of my enchantment setup. So if we go ahead and look in here, you can see above up here in my JEI, this has Eterna 33 and Quanta 36 and Arcana 0. That we don't need to worry about that right now. What these are is these are things that affect how enchantments are going to be distributed. So with more Eterna, I might get higher level enchantments. With more Quanta, it more randomizes it. And Arcana, it makes rarer enchantments more common, so I'm more likely to get higher end enchantments. It's very, very useful. And with different bookshelves, we can increase it. With the standard bookshelves, we get +2 Eterna. With hell shelves, we get +3 Eterna and +3 Quanta per each one of these. Now, this is all well and good, but this is nowhere near what we are going to need, because we're also going to want to grab ourselves some seashells, and I'm noticing I am going to need a lot of stuff. So I'm going to need prismarine blocks. I'm also going to need to grab myself a pufferfish, which, okay, that was very easy. We just need to grab ourselves a bottle of water, which we can then use to get ourselves our sea shelf, which will start getting us some of our Arcana. So now we can just go ahead and take out these 4 standard bookshelves. I'm gonna leave the one in the corner just so that way we can have that. So that way we can then go ahead and get ourselves our enchanted seashells right up there. And then I think I can put that one up there. Actually, does that one affect it? Okay, 6 Arcana and 3 Arcana. Okay, so yeah, that one does affect it. So, wait, hold on. Something is not right, because if this is supposed to give me a +3, and then this, so that's 3, 6, 9, I should have 12 Arcana. Are these all too far back? If I remove this. Okay, wait. This one works. What? What? Okay, so wait, it's too far for the seashelves exclusively. Oh, and this gets even weirder, because if I put the sea shelf up here, it still works. So let me guess. If I go ahead and put the hell shelf down here, yeah, that doesn't work. So those back ones just don't do anything. Okay, wait, what about the corners then? Okay, the corner, what? But that's even farther away. I am so confused. Why are these 3 blocks taboo? These guys are okay. What? Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave these guys here just for the heck of it. I have no idea why this works like that. But here we go. I've set up this with a whole bunch of our hell shelves. I just took away the normal bookshelves because this way we can get into the next thing we need, which is infusion. We need to infuse a hell shelf and our sea shelf. So for the sea shelf, I should have everything. Yes, I just need to start getting some lapis. And yep, there we go. We now got ourselves our infused sea shelf. And we also get ourselves our infused hell shelf. There we go. Those guys are good. Now, with the hell shells or the seashells, I can actually go ahead and get myself the enchantment library, which is the first thing I will need for the Library of Alexandria. Now, I'm gonna need a few more of these guys, so y'all know what it's time for. So for this, we are gonna need another enchantment table and some ender chests. And now, after a luck of the draw, it pulls the hell shelves. Alrighty, and there we go. Now we get ourselves an enchantment library. Now, what this thing does is it's actually very, very sick. We have a little menu right here. And what that thing is gonna be used for is if I go ahead and grab myself some enchantment books, because I do have a few, I can then go ahead and take these and throw these into here. And look at that. Now I've got one of each of these in here, and I can actually put more of these enchantments in, being able to fill this guy up even more. So now that we've gotten our infused shelves and our enchantment library, our next step is to upgrade our infused shelves. We can upgrade them down actually 2 different paths, but some of them are better in some places than others. This one, I would only need a few prismarine crystals for, and it would give me +5 Eterna, +3 Quanta, and +5 Arcana. This one would give me +15 Eterna and +20 Arcana. So, both are pretty decent options. I might fiddle with both, but I think I'm really just going to want the Heart Forged. Alrighty, there we go. We got the Heart Forged. And then, for our upgrade of choice for the Hell Shelf, I've chosen the Glowing Hell Shelf, which gives me some Eterna, some Quanta, and some Arcana. The other option for this one would be the Blazing Hell Shelf, but that one actually removes my enchantment clues. Granted, I think I might lose that later. Okay, no, that was for something else. Alrighty then. So now we've gotten our Heart Forged and our Glowing Hell Shelf, which we can just go ahead and replace these 2 guys right here for. And then we can just go ahead and put those in. And oh boy, we got so much. So that begs the question, is that enough? We need 60, 40, and 40. We need more Arcana. It's actually very easy. Considering all I need to do is just replace my normal sea shelves with the infused shelves. I could probably replace my hell shelves with the infused ones too, but that would be a bit of a waste of time, and we don't really need to do that at this moment. So, now that we've got these, the next step we need is to make this deep shelf, which is what I was getting all this stuff for. But for us to make that, we first need to get ourselves a dormant deep shelf, which on its own is actually not terrible. It's just, it gives me +2 Arcana. But we can make it better with infusion, which gives me 5 all across the board, and also an achievement. This is pretty much the halfway point for all of this. We are almost done with it, and now we can branch off into several different places, which will coalesce into one space. But basically, these branchings are for 2 things. To increase my Arcana on this one, and to increase my Quanta on this one. And they're all very cheap, actually. It just uses some skulking candles and lanterns. And then these last recipes actually use the exact same recipe. It's just dependent on which of these guys I get. So I can actually get that on my own. What I really want to focus on is the deep shelf of arcane treasure, which is going to decrease my Quanta and Arcana a good bit. With this thing, we will actually be able to get treasure enchants. And that changes things up a bit. So let me go ahead and actually grab a book real quickly, just so way I can show you guys this. So if I go ahead and put this into here and this in here, we can all see I can get Punch, I can get Nature's Blessing, I can get Miner's Fit. That's actually a good one. Either way, we can get a few things. But treasure enchants are the things that we can normally only get from loot boxes and villagers, and not really from this. But thanks to this guy, we will be able to get them. Just need to make sure I replicate my deep shelves first, you know, that would be a problem if I didn't do that. And then that would let us make ourselves our deep shelf of arcane treasures. It is beautiful. Now here's the question. If it decreases drastically, I can use it here. I can. Okay, so these spots are available for use, and it has decreased my stuff drastically. But it looks so cool. Oh my goodness, it is absolutely great. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get the other deep shelf things, and then I'm gonna try to balance this out for this next thing, because it is gonna be a bit specific, and then I will show you all what I've got.
20 minutes later.
Alrighty, I got my Soul Touch Skulk Shelf and my Echoing Skulk Shelf all right here. And I've also added some melon shelves to actually decrease our Eterna and our Quanta. Now, there is a reason for this. The reason for this is the next thing that we are going to need is the first example of us having a situation where we need at least a certain number, in this case 15% Quanta, but no more than 30%. So because of that, we needed to decrease this down, and now we've got ourselves 27%. So just by having 2 melon shelves, I did need to get another Heartforged sea shelf, and of course I have my sea shelves all infused except for that one. We now have ourselves all enough. So now we can go ahead and put a Dragon's Breath into here, which we can then infuse into infused Dragon's Breath. This stuff is actually incredibly interesting. Now, I have had other mods where this stuff was actually kind of required for some other things, but here, this is exclusively for our purposes today, which is to make ourselves the End Shelf, which starts us on the end of this quest line. Because with the End Shelf, we can get 2 different types of bookshelves from this, but we only really need 1 of this. Because this one right here is that it can give a good bit of Quanta and Arcana and Eterna, but this one here will allow us to achieve the maximum of 100 Eterna, which is what we're gonna need for the Library of Alexandria. And then this one, we're gonna need 45 Quanta, or, well, between 45 and 50, so I'll be able to take away the melon shelves. And then 100 Arcana. Probably what I'll do is I'll just replace all of them with some Heartforged. That way we can get that whole thing going. Yeah, that'll probably be my best bet. For right now, though, we need to focus on making ourselves, with the combined might of a Dragon Head and some Ender Pearls, our Draconic End Shelf. As you can see, we now have 100% Eterna, 47% Quanta, and 100% Arcana. So now what we can go ahead and do, we can go ahead and take our enchant library, put this into here with our lapis, and at the cost of 100 levels, this is a good reason why I have over 1,000, we now have ourselves the Library of Alexandria. Because I'm gonna need 2 of these, I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate this, because I'm gonna need 1 for the end game, but another one I would like to have so that way I can actually start storing some achievements. And I have a very nasty idea, actually. So if I go ahead and put that there, we can just go ahead and store this other one in here for now. And then just grab ourselves our enchantment books and just, you know, store these guys in here. These are all just singular level ones. We don't really need those. Now, let us go ahead and grab the books and let's actually start enchanting. Because we have an enchantment table and we made this whole day for enchantments, but we haven't done a single bit of enchanting yet. That, I feel, is a crime. So what we can go ahead and do, Luck of the Sea 4, Icy Thorns 3, Animated 4, Shield Bash 4, Ascension Mana Regen. We also got bad achievements there. We don't want those. You know what? I will take this one. Oh, but it also has Curse of Vanishing. Ah, well, you see, that is unfortunate. But this kind of book right here is actually where the library shines most, where it has multiple enchants. Because if I put this one in here, it then breaks down all of these things in here. And I even have, you know, the Curse of Vanishing if I wanted to. That is really, really cool. Alrighty. And, you know, I also have Mana Regen. And if I click this once, I can actually pull out a Mana Regen 1, even though I only put 4 in. I can click it again, and I can get 2. I can keep clicking it, and it'll slowly increase in how much value it takes for this, ultimately getting me level 4. For some enchants, they can reach ridiculously high levels, so if I just duplicate these, say, just combine a whole bunch of these together, then we can just go ahead and store a bunch of these in there. That's awesome, man. Enchantments. We've gotten everything we've wanted. It really was not all that complex, and I mean, if you all were following along with this to try and get me to show you how to do this, you probably came to the wrong place. I was a little bit confused at times, and I'm still confused by these things. But that is not for me to worry about right now. For now, all I need to worry about is opening up today's chance cube. Yes, it is that part of the show where I risk my entire series for all your entertainment, and I still forgot to fix the island. I probably should do that after this, but let's see what happens. Thou hast been smitten. I guess that answers a question I was having of if the enchantments count as pagan magic. I didn't think it would because there's an enchant called Smite. I clearly was wrong. So did you like this video? Good. The bitch to check out our last FTB Skies 2 video where we started pneumatic craft to crush things with air. Bye-bye!